Some Republican lawmakers and Trump supporters across the country continue to claim the 2020 election was stolen from former President Donald Trump. In one Texas county, Mr. Trump won in a landslide. GOP officials are taking aim at a nonpartisan election administrator. Jeremy Schwartz writes for ProPublica that the case offers a, quote, rare view into the virulent distrust and unyielding political pressure facing elections administrators. And Jeremy joins me now. He is an investigative reporter for the ProPublica-Texas Tribune Investigative Initiative. Jeremy, welcome. You know, your piece is really fascinating to look at the finer details here. Republicans in Hood County, Texas, are trying to push out the county's nonpartisan election administrator. On what basis exactly?
Well, she's faced sort of a litany of complaints and grievances since she arrived in Hood County just before the 2020 election. And I should say she arrived with really great marks from previous Republican county chairs in her previous counties and had never sort of encountered anything like this. But basically, the complaints revolved around a sense that she was too liberal for this county. It was a highly conservative county, as you say. And so folks brought up her association with the League of Women Voters, which they considered a sort of Democratic front organization. She came under some criticism for seeking to accept an election grant that was funded by Facebook. And she got into a bit of a sort of a tiff with one American News reporter who tried to get into a training for Texas election administrators that was not open to the public. All of this was sort of taken as evidence that she had some sort of agenda, left-wing agenda that was at odds with what I would say sort of the hard right faction of the local Republican Party wanted to see.
Help us understand a bit more here, because former President Trump won Hood County decisively in 2020. So why are Republicans still trying to get rid of this independent role, and who do they want for the job?
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of the experts we talked to about this story sort of saw this as, sort of this disturbing trend that, is here in Hood County, but in other places across the country, where independent, nonpartisan election administrators are being targeted for removal in replacement by overly partisan figures. And that is certainly the case here. The Hood County Republican Party issued a resolution calling for her position, independent position, to be abolished and placed under an elected county clerk. And now, most county clerks in Texas are, even though they are elected, are nonpartisan figures. They, issue death certificates or birth certificates. They do deed recordings. It's not a overly political position. The county clerk in Hood County is in somewhat of a different boat. She has pushed the narrative of the stolen election, conspiracy theories by Mike Lindell, who has the My Pillow guy, who has pushed some theories about electronic voting machines. And she also had made some headlines in 2015 when she refused to issue a marriage license to a gay couple shortly after the Supreme Court's decision legalizing gay marriage. So there's concern within Hood County that this would be bringing the management of elections into a highly partisan figure.
And in our final minute, Jeremy, Texas Governor Greg Abbott recently signed new voting restrictions into law. What is that new law, and how does it fit in with former President Trump's continued unfounded claims of large-scale electoral fraud?
Well, there has been sort of, as you say, this sweeping voter legislation that really takes aim at a lot of the efforts undertaken in Houston during this past election in terms of 24-hour drop-off of ballots, drive-through voting, extensive use of mail-in ballots. It really seeks to tamp that down. And we are also in Texas, in terms of election integrity, Trump last week called on Governor Abbott to do a sort of Arizona-style forensic audit of election results here. And a couple hours later, the Secretary of State's office agreed to a version of that. And so Texas will be auditing four counties. Not quite what President Trump was looking for, but it does appear that Texas will be sort of joining the list of states that are doing these audits.
All right, we're going to continue to track that. Jeremy Schwartz. Jeremy, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.